Wow. It's been, God, it's been almost, it's been over a month since we've done this on a Monday. And yeah, for reasons that may eventually come to fruition, I'm a tad bit speechless right now. What a great way to kick off 2018. So, everyone got to bring in the new year in their own way. I, on the other hand, well, yeah, I have no words. I'm still like I said, wow. This is not something we talk about live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the WWE Monday Night Raw Popcast, exclusively here on the Popcast Network. This is 2018. My name is Owen. Joining me, as always, is Ashley.
Oh, I'm getting distracted by bloody Logan Paul apparently filming somebody's suicide and laughing about it.
Yeah, what's this steez about? Seriously. I'm like watching Twitter before I nodded off during Raw, as always, like you do. And the next thing you know, it's like, okay, I guess something happened. Apparently, first off, the Pauls are like, oh dear God, it's not been a good year to beat them. 2017 certainly wasn't. 2018 starting out really well. So this is like Jake Paul's year, and now it's Logan Paul's year. Apparently they went to the suicide forest in Japan and like they filmed a dead body and made fun of it.
Yeah.
What's this about? And apparently, like, didn't they delete the video?
Oh, they have now. But the fact is it's there, which means it's archived. The most disgusting thing is, the video before it was taken down had like 600,000 likes, apparently. Yeah, here's a dead guy in the forest. This in the week that we had somebody die from a false swatting affair as well.
I have no words. It's gonna be. I guess this is gonna be one of those years.
Yeah. As Prosy D says, you can't say fuck on YouTube, but showing a corpse is fair game.
Oh my God, I have no words for a lot of different reasons right now. So
you can swear all you want now officially, Owen, on these videos, because as long as you don't have somebody committing suicide in the background.
Oh yeah, no, 100,000,000% that will not happen.
I should do like a mock suicide thing, and so you play it as a video in the background on your like April Fool's video.
Oh God, no.
See whether anybody makes fun of that and gets loads of likes because suicide's funny apparently.
No, it's not. Apparently, it's painless according to MASH. But the thing is, the bad thing is, we have a live audience right now listening to us, and we're talking about Logan Paul, and I mean, yeah, no.
That's how shit Raw was. Sorry,
no.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
No, it wishes it was. First off,
Gary Oldman, who thinks suicide isn't a funny thing? Everyone! Yes. Gary Oldman decrees it.
I think I'm gonna the term, and I think the actual words of tonight is gonna be, I have no words.
Yeah, and if you think it's funny, there's some obvious phrasing for you.
Right.
You laugh at that fuckface. Shut your mouth.
Yes. Thank you, Jericho.
Speaking of that, yes, everyone. 3 days. 3 more days.
2 and a bit, I guess.
And
2 and a few hours.
We will be live that night. We're going to be doing a special Thursday night podcast.
Me and Owen are going to be watching it live.
Yes.
But because of when the show might finish, it's sort of like we can't do it really at that time. So we'll come back that evening. Apparently, by coincidence, when James Storm is leaving Impact Wrestling, even though it was taped 15 years ago. And we could be going for a while because it'll be sort of the usual show to some extent.
Yep.
But obviously, everything will get put aside because we'll do New Japan first.
But unlike, see, the fun thing, no. It's not the usual, so it's going to be nothing but New Japan. And because every other time, like when we did Wrestle Kingdom, we were also talking about Impact as well. We've done Wrestle Kingdom. We've also, like, we've talked about New Japan, like Offset and other things as well. And it's been part of the shows on Wednesday. This Thursday is going to be nothing but strictly New Japan.
What if the undercard's that bad that we don't go into that much detail?
I'm blame my head right. No, actually, better yet, blame my heart right now. Needless to say, I don't think that's going to be the case. Besides, we could talk about the Rumble for a while anyway.
No, we've got plenty of weeks of Raw. We might as well do that tonight because fuck everything. Apparently, at least from what I can tell from that advert, Little Mix is going to be some theme to do with the fucking Rumble. What? I have no words. It's proof. Tonight's unofficial title is I have no words.
Nope, not doing that one.
Nope.
Yep, I'm trying to completely not say anything right now.
Ever squeeze the trigger?
Oh my god, I don't know how I'm gonna even do a show right now. So yeah, Raw was interesting to say the least.
Yeah, especially because we're doing Alexa Bliss versus Asuka.
Yeah, and it was a competitive wrestling match.
Which was probably for the worse because it covered it didn't cover the fact that nobody else was fucking there.
Yeah, and then one thing.
Case in point, when we get to the cruiserweights, we might be laughing our ass off.
Well, let me mention one thing. One of the things I noticed, like when Dana Brooke came out doing her like Alexandra York, Stacy Keibler hybrid.
Yeah.
She was trying to get Apollo Crews back into the match, and I don't know if the ring was just mic'd really well or what, but honestly, it was ridiculous. You could hear a pin drop in that building, and so many times we did the wide shots of the crowd, you could see how many empty seats there were in Miami tonight.
Which is interesting because it's supposed to have been pretty full.
Yeah, I guess they just picked the wrong time, I guess.
If you look at that third hour and after the Roman match, people walked. They left. They came to see the guy that they wanted to see. They weren't that interested in Brock. And they left. Wow. So we actually start off with the Alexa Asuka stuff because Alexa's finding Kurt backstage and she ain't happy with the fact that she's facing Asuka. And Kurt says, look, I want to give everybody a Mania quality match tonight to start off the show and start Raw off strong. And, he basically says, keep in mind, this isn't a title match. It could have been. And it could be somewhere down the line. By the way, I gotta go. My music is playing.
Gotta love that.
Free agent Cena's in the Rumble, as Kurt decrees, as we get out there. You know, the 20th anniversary of Raw is approaching, and right after that's the Rumble itself. You know, Cena's in the men's Rumble, and notice I said men's. What I love is that Cena's in the women's Rumble. That's an interesting twist.
No, you're interested. The next thing now, what we're gonna get?
Juanita Cena.
Oh God, you know what's gonna happen next? We're gonna get a tag team Royal Rumble in 2019.
Yeah,
that's the next thing. But the thing is, that can't happen because WWE doesn't like tag team wrestling.
No, they'll do what everybody's doing, and they'll do a 6-man tag Rumble.
Oh my God, too many people, too many cooks, literally.
Worth noting, Ring of Honor updated their bloody 6-man tag titles, apparently.
Oh yeah, I noticed they have new belts now.
Despite the fact they only have existed for a year. So why change it? All the other titles were the title designs for years. And this one, they went, nah, change it. As if people are buying the 6-man tag belts. Christ. And then the Bar come out, and they're not happy the fact that Seth and Jason got a shot last week, and, you know, they won, and especially Kurt being so chummy with his son. You know, they're sickened by it, apparently, this favoritism. And they want their rematch tonight, and Kurt's like, you get your rematch when I say so. And then Jordan comes out and says, look, we earned our shot, and we earned our win last week. And, you know, Cesaro, if you don't like that, you know, if you and your renovated palate don't like it, we'll take your trip to the dentist again. And Kurt's like, whoa! You know what we do? We settle it in the ring. Angry baby. Calls for a referee. And then, burn it down!
God, I hate that song so much.
That's the first time, though, it's played like that, though.
I don't care.
They didn't just play Seth's music. They didn't play Seth's music. They actually played the burn it down bit, which, in essence, is an easier trigger to get the crowd to pop for Rollins than it is just for the, you know, for the generic sort of guitar.
Why don't you play that? Why don't you play "Burn It Down" into the god awful generic Jason Jordan theme? When's that gonna happen?
You never know. They might if the tag team becomes a long-term thing because of.
Dear God, I've given them an idea again. Oh, wonderful.
And Seth comes out and says, "Look, your hot-headedness and your temper, Jason, it's a liability. Not just to me, but to the team. You know, we're tag champs. The fact of the matter is, with you coming out and, you know, wanting to get in their face, that was a 2-on-1 situation. They could easily outnumber you if they wanted to, cause a DQ, injure you pretty seriously, and therefore, what happens with the tag belts? And even if they didn't do it there and then, that means you're weaker if they want to have their rematch. So I'm going to be in your corner, to be honest, to see you lose to Cesaro. That's how we write that these guys still aren't on the same page. So we're literally sort of reverse rehashing the Ambrose Rollins storyline from the past 4 months. Aren't we?
Yeah.
The match was pretty good, but just it went a bit too long. It was like 20 minutes, I felt.
Yeah, it was long. Crowd didn't care. Crowd did not care.
Crowd did not give quite a lot of shit for a lot of it.
No. I mean, it was all right. I mean, it was Cesaro basically bumping for Jordan pretty much the whole match. If Jordan is going to use the Grand Amplitude as his finish, it doesn't work as a singular move. It's just like a transition move. Like, could you imagine Jason Jordan like using a really impactful high angle like Tiger Suplex as a finish? Get a huge pop the second it lands. It would look nasty, and it would be a really good impact finisher for him.
That sounds different.
And of course, WWE doesn't like different.
I don't know if it sounds good or not, but it sounds good.
I think it would work. I mean, it would be completely different from the Germans that everyone else does, and like, I mean, he could use he could use like a Snapdragon suplex, but I mean, Tiger suplex would make him really unique, especially in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Because he loves to use his throwing abilities. I think that would be a really good way to utilize it. But no, it was all right. Crowd does not care about Jason Jordan at all. I mean, he's basically just gonna die on the field pretty much every single time. So,
yep.
Which sucks. Jordan's got a lot of talent. The only thing he's done of any worth is Southpaw Regional Wrestling, and we've said this numerous times.
Black's kid. Literally, that's all I can say about it. He's been overshadowed by the My Black Son issue.
Yeah.
Renee interviews Roman, saying that Joe got what he deserved last week after the injury to Dean a few weeks back. And he's hoping to stay within the rules tonight to keep his title. And then here's Bray Wyatt coming to the ring. And then they go to commercial. It's like, right. Okay. Then randomly going, Sasha Banks, it's been a great 2017 and it's going to be great 2018 because I'm in the Rumble. Great. Why didn't you save that for next week when she could actually do it in fucking person?
Doesn't make any sense.
So Bray versus Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
Because, that was the opponent.
This happened. Yes.
For what it was pretty good, but the crowd did not give a shit.
No.
Because there's one guy that hasn't wrestled on Raw in like 4 weeks that they're hyped for. And that, of course, is Matt. The only way you can see Matt wrestle, and especially, interestingly, actually wrestle Bray Wyatt, you have to go to the house shows.
Right?
They're not doing it on television. I mean, they might do it as a special match at the Rumble, but then I'd expect both to be in the Rumble match itself. But still, the crowd ain't gonna give a shit about it. Until we get the actual Eater of Worlds versus the Deleter of Worlds. And until then, shit show.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like
the match itself, as I said, was good.
It was solid. I mean, Apollo got a lot of good shine in the match. I love the senton.
That standing senton was really good.
Yeah, everything is good when it comes down to it. Like Dana Brooke is yelling, and that shows that the crowd is completely not into it. Bray kind of waves at her, and she's like, ah! And she like falls on Titus on the outside. And then it's funny because Apollo is sitting up Bray. Look like he's sitting up the cruise missile, and is like, nope, right away, Sister Abigail out of nowhere and wins. I mean, this is also a night of long matches. And long matches with this crowd was not a good idea.
Nope.
Not a good idea at all. You had 3 matches that went at least 10 minutes tonight. And
well,
two.
Nope. I've got the times here.
I said 4, not 3. 4 matches that went at least 10 minutes tonight.
Jordan Cesaro went 13-16.
Right.
Wyatt Apollo went 10-21.
Yep.
Women's match went 14-43.
Right.
The IC title match went 24-50.
Oh, I had 23:05, but okay.
That's it. The other matches were like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, and 3 minutes. And by then, nobody's fucking watching. Brilliant. And then afterwards, Woken Matt comes in and says, I've converted all your Fireflies into Woken Warriors.
Was this in front of a curtain? Was this in front of a shower curtain? Like, seriously?
To be honest, it looked like it was filmed on the set of SmackDown from 10 years ago, 15 years ago. When they had that weird ripply blue background when they did the backstage bits. Rather than just a black curtain with a logo. And he said basically how he diminished the powers of Sister Abigail. And when her powers are drained, Bray will be deleted. And then he starts laughing, and then they multiply the feed. So it goes from 1 mat to 4 to 9, and it expands out, I think, to probably like a couple of hundred.
Yeah, this is okay. Here's the thing. I realize now with this, Woken Matt is okay, but it's not the same at all. WWE does not have a way to make this work.
You know why?
Well, yeah.
It's Vince. The Hardys don't have the creative control like they did at Impact because there was no fucking control. And Vince isn't going to allow there to be no fucking control, despite the fact that might make the show actually more entertaining and more people would watch, thus the ratings be up. By the way, even though the ratings are doing absolutely shit, apparently Raw and SmackDown was still the number 1 and number 2 most watched shows.
I mean, that's not taking
on cable,
that doesn't take
on cable television. So therefore, don't expect USA to go, yeah, we're not putting it on.
No, it's not going anywhere.
It needs to dramatically drop in the next year.
Right.
I honestly think the test from that, and I might as well mention it here because it sort of did pop up sort of after this, but it was in the advert break.
Right.
That Facebook Mix Max challenge.
So interesting.
If that does way better and gets more eyes, I honestly think Facebook might be where you get to watch Raw and SmackDown.
It wouldn't be shocking.
If you haven't been following Asuka's Twitter feed, the will he, won't he deal with Asuka and Goldust is brilliant. It's clearly building to what I can tell is them teaming up for this. But It's being done really well, and I can't wait to see what happens this week. Because nobody's ready for Goldust Asuka, I guess. So Bliss finds Nia Jax backstage in her slacks. And Bliss wants Nia at ringside because of Asuka. And Jax says, look, I've got to go. Enzo's sick in hospital with the flu. And I'm going, well, this video on Instagram is fucking awkward then. Because literally like 45 minutes before the show started, we get a video of Enzo going, I've discharged myself from hospital because I am no Fugazi. I am defending my title. And then the official word is, yeah, he's ill. He can't make it. Really?
No, I think, honestly, I'm going to guess that they either pulled the storyline card, which is a good possibility, or they pulled the might not want to risk him working tonight card, which is also a possibility.
I think they pulled the it was 2 hours. They didn't know whether he was able to make it.
Right.
So they called him up. And there she notes Enzo won't be able to defend the title tonight. So it's like, well, there it is official. Even if he wants to make it there, they're not letting him. So I guess we're doing it tomorrow on a show that nobody's going to watch.
It didn't say that, though. Did it ever say that? Once all I had is Hideo Itami versus Jack Gallagher.
Yeah, that's the only bit that they mentioned. But to me, it's just like, even if they do it next week, nobody's going to watch.
Right.
And Bliss is like, yeah, what's this about you? And, why have you suddenly become so infatuated with Enzo? Look, I didn't want to have to do this, but it's either me or Enzo. And Jax just goes, look, the chicken soup's getting cold, and left. And immediately I'm looking at that container and going, that looks more like fucking jalfrezi rice than chicken soup. Have you seen yellow, bright yellow chicken soup?
I'm not gonna lie, it looked like urine. I don't care. It did.
No.
Or really
sort of
bad mellow yellow, honestly. That's another thing that's really brightly yellow.
You know the yellow rice that you get with, like, curry sort of stuff?
Vaguely, yes. I wouldn't touch it, but I know what you're talking about.
Or even custard. It was more that sort of like a bright yellow, which all the chicken soup I have is like, I don't know, like skin, like human skin color. Like not white, but sort of like that pinkish sort of tone.
Right.
As in what chicken breast looks like. So I don't know what it was. It clearly wasn't chicken soup. That's bollocks. Not even chicken noodle soup. Anyway. Asuka and Alexa Bliss. This started off shit. Because they were doing the sort of feeling out process for a bit.
Right.
And then Alexa kept going to the outside and going to the outside. And she was doing it so many times, I was just like, look, stay outside the ring, get counted out, and just end it. They then go to commercial. When we come back, Asuka's basically dead, and Alexa's taking advantage of it. And they go, oh, yeah, this happened in the break. Brilliant timing, guys. So if anybody's walked in, no accurate parts way how the match looks. For fuck's sake. The thing is, as soon as we come back from that advert break and Alexa's working on her and whatever, that's where you get the really good bit of the match. So overall, it's pretty good. Because the finish was just a bit too slow and whatever. And the match went on too long, probably because of that bit. If you just take like the second half of this, like the 7-8 minutes, let's say, this match was really good. Literally a match of two halves. You know, really guillotine chokes. Quite a lot of submission holds, actually, from Bliss. Which you don't actually see that much from her, to be honest.
No, they actually let her work a very competitive match to show off her in-ring skills, basically.
And she was in black, as if to properly notify us that you're supposed to boo her.
Can we mention?
I don't know why I was.
Can we mention the fact that Booker T called a sunset flip a victory roll? I don't want to forget that one.
Oh, Chucky Ducky. Quack, quack.
Twitter was getting really, really agitated with Booker T. I noticed that tonight. I was keeping watch, and I was like, yeah, Twitter's not really happy with him right now. Yeah, so it was all right. I mean, the problem is the way they've built Asuka up, at least on the main roster, you really have to treat her with kid gloves here. And they gave her a competitive match in a situation where maybe a couple months ago she would have just squashed her outright.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they have to do it. This is a constant. This is something that you have to notice every single time. Whenever you have a champion in a match where the title's on the line, there's a good possibility that they're going to lose. Because I guess that's like the MO of WWE now. And has been for a long time.
I'm still trying to... Oh, still we're not doing anything. I'm still looking for Asuka's... Oh, she put an edited version of it up earlier today. Although, interestingly, she's tweeted at Goldust face throwing a kiss emoji.
Random. Yeah, that's interesting.
And then also randomly Goldust sending her bloody Puss in Boots with a thing underneath saying, please. And Asuka's just responded with loads of dots and then expressionless face. And then I guess a teardrop. So,
We've got Cleveland in chat. He's got a couple comments tonight. He says, Woken Matt is daydreaming now. Hashtag Golden Empress. And Booker T done hit too many spinneries.
yeah, probably.
We'll go with that.
I don't know.
That's all right. Let's get to the next one. Samoa Joe's in the back.
No, this was brilliant. It was my guess, Samoa Joe. And Joe basically went. Joe went good.
It was really funny too.
Yeah. Let's be honest. The DQ stipulation don't matter. You know, every time I had Roman's number, he's not been able to beat me. He's had to, you know, even when he could have, he went and got DQ'd because of his own, you know, problems. You know, and tonight will be, you know, different because of me. Dean's living at home, watching Raw on his television, living off his wife's paycheck, and Renee's face was just like, That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
It's like send for the man.
You know, Seth's lost his tag partner and got one that he doesn't like. And Roman's about to realize that Roman's yard is in his world. Oh no! Where's my fucking gold, Jeff? Did you drink it all away? Where is it? Thanks, Joe. You triggered me. Braun!
Oh God, we'll get to this now.
Strowman versus Rhino, 150 seconds. This was brilliant because Heath just kept doing distractions and whatever to try and give Rhino the upper hand. And Braun just went outside and grabbed the mic.
I'm not even worried about that. That will get to that. I'm worried about WWE. First off, number one, if you look at the graphic for the match, it said Heath Slater with Rhino. So, and then it was announced that way, and it was still Rhino against Braun Strowman. So they really did make up their mind exactly who they wanted in this match until the match actually started.
Well, no, because it got better. Because Braun said, look, either you stay on the outside with your feet on the floor and stop getting in the ring, or you get in the ring and we do this. As if to say, you want a handicap match? Fine. So he gets into it with Roman. Slater comes in. So you're thinking, right, so DQ then. No. Asian ref allows this shit. Because apparently he thinks he's John Cone later in the night.
Oh, boy.
Or something. And Braun just goes, fuck this shit, I'm out. Running power slam on Rhino. Braun wins. Running power slam to Slater. Running power slam to Rhino. Running power slam to Slater. Show the replays, and then he's like, fuck my music. One more running power slam to both of them, and he's like, run! And the crowd actually one of the only bits where they actually woke up in Miami.
Yeah, because it was the systematic destruction of Heath Slater and Rhino.
Yeah. So then backstage, Rollins and Reigns. And Rollins said, look, I don't want you to lose the title because Joe made you lose your cool with that promo. And Reigns is like, nobody does what Joe did to Dean. And then Jordan comes in and is like, look, if anybody tries to interfere against you tonight, on behalf of me and my tag partner, we'll put a stop to it. And he leaves. And both Reigns and Ambrose look to each other and sort of look away from each other, sort of like in disgust. And all I'm thinking is, after that promo is like, if, on behalf of me and Rollins, we'll put a stop to it. And then he walks out, and then you just need this. Because that pretty much, if you look at their faces, it summed up like that. It was further proof that even the creative doesn't know what the fuck to do with Jason Jordan. So then Strowman's backstage and randomly bumps into Kane with his hands up. Saying, look, I'm not here to battle, I just want to talk. We need to talk about Brock. We're the alpha monsters of the WWE, and together we can tame the beast, but all it takes is being on the same page. And Braun just like, I don't care about you or your plan. When I take down Lesnar, I'm doing it on my terms. And sort of Kane laughed. And Braun breathed and whatever. I don't know. Random shit. Nonsensical shit. So then we get to Kurt Angle on his cell phone, and Finn Balor shows up and says, look, I was the first Universal Champ, and I was never given that rematch after I got injured. So you know what? Even have to go through 29 other people, I'm officially declaring myself in the Royal Rumble. And Angle's like, I thought you came here to talk about, you know, who you're partnering with for your tag match. And he goes, oh no, I've got that sorted. Don't worry. There's no issues there. And in come the club. Yes! The real rock and roller, maybe even for one night only, is motherfucking back.
Yeah, this was great. Absolutely great.
Also, further proof that tonight was New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
We had Asuka in a bloody long match. We had this bombshell getting announced. And then in our next match, the IC title match with Roman and Joe, we actually have a 9 count both run into the ring to stop the 10 count. A la New Japan. Except, of course, they have 20 counts rather than 19. But still, same theory.
Right.
Which I think was a cock-up. The only thing that hurt, what was a very good match, and the psychological shit was pretty good. Because John Cone was refereeing this one. And, I mean, they did quite a few bits, didn't they? There was a bit, like, really early on when he was pounding him in the corner and John was stopping him. Then there was that bit with the stairs when Cone was threatening Roman. And then Joe sort of got the upper hand. And then the latter bit as well. With, I guess, the Eddie style move, I guess you could call it, couldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the try and take advantage of a situation to misdirect the referee to cause a DQ. Didn't happen, but overall, I was really impressed by it. They always like to do at least one really good match on the first Raw of the year that gets completely forgotten about by the end. In terms of like best matches. I can't remember what last year's was. Mainly because it was last year. But there was something like it. I don't know if it was Cena and somebody. I mean, it probably wouldn't have been because Cena would have been on SmackDown. What was the Raw? Raw January 2017. January 23rd. Oh, January 2nd. Let me have a quick look. I take it back. I'm looking at this and it's like, wow. I guess Roman and Jericho when he won the US title, maybe. I guess I was wrong. But John Kondo. I mean, what was your take on it?
It's solid. No, is it the funny thing is, like, we're talking about New Japan. It was one of those patented Jim Ross Haas fights. Nice.
To some extent, yeah. I just felt it went a little too long.
I would have cut maybe. I would have cut about 5 minutes.
I think if it was somewhere around 20, like closer to 20 than 25, I'd have felt that was a better sort of fit and length, maybe.
I would have cut about 5 to 8 off of it. Maybe shaved off some in the middle that just was kind of there. But yeah, I mean, great finishing sequence, and it just worked. It was like you said, this was a New Japan night on the weekend of New Japan, the week of New Japan. So yeah, you can't tell me Vince McMahon's not looking at Wrestle Kingdom thinking, you know what? I think we made a mistake. Let's see if we can take some of this ourselves.
My God.
Yeah, just like when the Young Bucks went on Twitter today and said, I can't help it, I miss Adam Cole. And then to Balor and the Good Brothers said exactly the same thing. I miss these guys too.
So then afterwards, Angle's been watching this apparently, and Heyman comes in watching intently and says, look, you probably know about the conspiracy that Strowman and Kane are going to do to gang up on my client. If that conspiracy costs Lesnar the title, Lesnar won't be reacting. He will be proactive rather than reactive in his vengeance. Because 2018 is the year of the beast. Hang on. Chinese New Year 2018. It's the year of the dog.
Makes sense.
So that means it's Roman Reigns, the big dog.
No, it's the year of Wes Anderson and Isle of Dogs coming out later this year.
Or is it the year of Paige?
Titus.
The year of Paige because he's a bitch.
Oh boy.
No, if we're going on that, we're going on all the ones that can't wrestle. So that's Mandy Rose.
Yeah.
Sonya Deville.
Oh yeah.
And who's the other one?
Who's the other one? What do you mean?
Liv Morgan.
Oh. Yeah.
It's their year. So they be bitch. So then, speaking of them, Absolution show up and say nobody's made an impact in the women's evolution in WWE like we have.
You laugh, that fuckface. Shut your mouth.
So yeah, they're entering the Royal Rumble. So now Gulak and Daivari are here. And Gulak has an announcement from the desk of Enzo Amore. My name is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud. And you cannot teach that. Bada boom, realest guy in the room. How are you doing?
I despise Enzo for many reasons, but Drew Gulak makes me appreciate it.
You know, sadly, I'm paraphrasing so it's not exactly right, but like I have the flu, therefore I will not be able to take part in my title match tonight. I am severely disappointed in myself for this, as I wanted to say these words directly to Mr. Alexander's face. And he did actually do the, well, but what do we have here? A couple of, no, I'll do that right. A couple of haters. We have a couple of haters.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
So then Alexander comes out, and as soon as he starts talking, everyone goes, "Oh, fuck." Note to the Cruiserweight division. Know how to do a fucking promo that actually gets the people excited. That's why Drew Gulak's the only good bit of the Cruiserweight division now, because nobody else is any good on the mic. Even Enzo, that's supposed to be good on the mic, is shit on the mic.
Kendrick's okay, but he just comes off sounding like a stoner.
Yeah.
And he's gone for a minute, so needless to say, well, you'll be hearing from him for a while.
By the way, if you want to see the best match of 2017, from what I've heard, go to demandprogress.com, sign up, and watch Unboxing Live. Well, sort of not live. Unboxing 2, I guess you could call it. The match between Travis Banks and Will Ospreay was apparently really, really good. Which is amazing considering the fact that Will was probably now having to catch a flight red eye to get to Tokyo in time for all the stuff they're doing this week. Bloody hell. That man is a trooper. So Cedric says, look, I came to compete. So which one of you am I facing? And Daivari goes, we'll only take you on in a tag team match. Find a partner if you can find one. You know, whoever the first guy comes down that ramp, that can be your partner. And here comes Goldust. In no way are we trying to hide the fact here that nobody else from the fucking division was at the show.
Yep.
Let me quickly check. Main event spoilers for this week. Dana Brooke beat Mickie James. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck. I want to finish the show now. That's appalled me. What the fuck? And Akira Tozawa beat Tony Nese. Why couldn't you just have them do double fucking duty? Also, because of that, worth noting, no fucking revival. Not even on main event. Huh? I have no words. You see, it's coming back.
Yeah, I have no words.
So Goldust comes out. I have no words. And Goldust said, look, I've got friends in low places, but nobody as low as you two. Like, that's a great fucking logic there.
I have no words.
And then 3.5 minutes later, the match is over. With Goldust and Gulak doing a fucking terrible bulldog. And then when he did the bloody twisting crossbody, of course, the "you still got it" chant started happening.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course he's still got it. He's still fucking wrestling for them. You do the "you still got it" for people that have retired and are coming back. Goldust hasn't retired yet.
No. Fans don't realize this. Sorry. I guess it's just...
More proof why he needs to be on the bloody mixed match challenge with Billy Asuka. Also, I'm intrigued as to how they're going to do that when it's airing on Tuesdays. Are they actually going to have the Raw people in for the SmackDown shows to do it?
Possibly.
Or have I realized that's what they're doing? I think I've worked it out now. Keep in mind that the Rumble weekend and is it like Valentine's Day weekend?
Not sure.
When they've got the double header of shows. You know, like we had last week
Not
with
sure.
Chicago. I can't remember where, but one of the places is doing back-to-back shows. I think it's the Talking Stick Arena. But then there's loads of Talking Stick Arena, so that's complicated. I have to go to the WWE events page. Have a look at that in a minute. I'm just wondering whether they'll do it then, because obviously they're in the same building. So logistically, they don't have to really travel that far. Oh, Lala in concert with a live orchestra. Random. Why am I getting that? What the shit?
What are you referring to?
Apparently, there's some Lala I've just brought up WWE events, and it's going at the Drury Lane Theatre. Lala Land in concert.
I watched that last year at Dr. Phillips.
Was actually coming to the UK.
It's amazing. Go watch it if you get a chance.
It's in London. It's going to be too fucking expensive.
Right, but I mean, if you have the opportunity to do so, definitely take it up because it's awesome. More movies need to have a live orchestra.
Holy fuck! The cheap prices are £45. And that's just for the bloody balcony seats, which are bloody like you wouldn't be able to see anything anyway. Jeez, that's terrible.
I will say that when you watch the show, just as long as you can see the screen, you're fine.
Yeah, but if you're on the fourth tier of the seating in a theater,
you're looking at a movie screen. That's all you're looking at.
I don't sit that far back at the movies. Mainly because that's where the expensive seats are. That's the irony. In a theater, they're the cheap seats. In the cinema, they're the expensive ones.
Right.
What's up with that?
I don't know, Hurricane.
Yeah, because I didn't want to go that high pitched. Let me have a quick look. It's not Atlanta. Come on, load faster, WWE website, you bastards. No, not Kansas. I think it's loading slow on purpose.
Yeah, my computer's going super slow right now too.
No, not San Jose. Bakersfield. Is it the week after? I think it's the week before. What is it? Elimination Chamber. There it is. Oh yeah, Phoenix, Arizona. On the 19th and the 20th of February. That's the one where I'm wondering whether they might have the Raw stars on it. Because they'll be in the same place. I don't know if they're doing house shows the same night. By the looks of it, no. I see Raw in Phoenix and the SmackDown crew in El Paso, and then SmackDown in Phoenix with no show listed after that until the NXT shows on the Thursday, and then the house shows in Canada on Friday by the looks of it. So I think there's a slot there, possibly. So then Elias is in the ring, and once again they dropped the whole WWE stands for walk with Elias thing. Thank God. And he does his usual, usual line of, who wants to walk with Elias? And then here comes bloody Curtis Axel with, like, the bells. I guess jingle bells, if you want to call it that. And then bloody Bo Dallas for some reason.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
They do a terrible rendition of Auld Lang Syne. Elias does some terrible singing himself. Like, I don't know whether he was supposed to be out of tune. Because normally he's actually in a somewhat reasonable tune. Also, though, I did mention that Miz will be back next week. So, he wants to go to Memphis, apparently. He doesn't want to go to Miami. Is that because of Dwayne? Who knows? And then the match happened. The great thing is, you wouldn't know that the bloody Good Brothers were heels. Because it was just like, yeah, forget everything. Bullet Club, Bullet Club, Bullet Club, Bullet Club. Most important thing about this is Matt Jackson tweeting, "I miss my friends." Basically, what, the club win with Magic Killer from the Good Brothers, followed by the coup de grace.
Yep.
Because apparently it has to be called coup de grace.
Oh boy.
Also, Bailey has announced she's in the Royal Rumble match via Twitter. Don't do it on television. Just do it on Twitter. Jeez. That was your main event, everybody. Quite literally, because let's get to this. Because Lesnar and Heyman come out, and Heyman goes, it appears that the WWE's New Year's resolution, and I was tempted to say, why didn't you just say New Year's Revolution and everyone can be triggered?
Right.
Yeah, the resolution is to continue to stack the deck against Lesnar. How else can you explain that the fact that Lesnar once again is facing challengers for the title? Now, it used to be the ring announcer going, the challenge, introducing the challenger. But the Royal Rumble, it's the Beast versus the Monster versus the Machine. And, when you think about that, if Kane beats Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar loses the title. If Braun Strowman beats Kane, Brock Lesnar loses the title. The fact of the matter is, they'll have to do that to each other because they don't stand a chance against Brock. It don't matter how you stack against how much you stack against him. You can give him Kane. You can give him Brock. Hell, you could put all 30 people in the Royal Rumble and Lesnar would deal with them all, no matter what. Rightfully at this point, Corey's going, I think he might be exaggerating. And Heyman says just like, Brock Lesnar fears no challenge. Brock Lesnar fears no challenger. Brock Lesnar fears no challengers. He doesn't believe in monsters. And let's be honest, Kane isn't the devil's favorite wrestler. Because Paul's had a one-on-one word with the man downstairs himself, and his favorite is Brock Lesnar. It's like, damn good promo. And then this happened. Paul and Brock are about to leave, and Kane shows up. They stare each other down, face to face. Kane grabs him by the throat, choke slams him. Kane's like, don't think I'm a threat? Yeah. And then literally like 4 seconds afterwards, Brock kips up as if he's like a bloody Brothers of Destruction. And started giggling away at it. Lesnar clothesline Kane over the top. And they brawl at ringside for about 4.5 femtoseconds before apparently Kurt's on the stage calling for the locker room to come out to keep the two apart. And they go back to brawling a bit, but then they get pulled apart and Kane gets pulled to the back. Brock celebrates, poses with his belt, and that's it. They had a god-awful fucking finish to this show. It was a great promo and got ruined by whatever the fuck that finish was.
Right.
Utterly shambolic. In all honesty. Ugh. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah, that's. I have no words again. I mean, it's good that we don't have the Royal Rumble until the end of the month because this definitely wasn't no go home show.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's probably our show. Oh, one Triple S. Oh, my dad just came in. Happy New Year's. NXT girls all been trained by the Performance Center. What's up with Neville, man? They should be using him. Roman might drop the title for the 20th anniversary of Raw to put him in the Rumble. And then he said it was very cringeworthy when Jason Jordan said Elite.
I mean, just for a show that's got Brock on and is supposed to be like one of the best, or perhaps one of the most attended shows, either they showed up and they fucked off immediately, or, you know, this show really shouldn't have had the IC title match and the women's match. Because if you took those off this show, it would be fucking terrible. Those two matches alone make it barely just about watchable for the entirety of the 2 hours or so many minutes. If you cut out the commercials. That's all I can say. In all honesty. Let's hope really SmackDown tomorrow's might be good. I mean, it won't be, but you know.
We'll see what happens, I guess. Yeah, I think it's going to be our show. One Triple S asked if we were talking about wrestling as Wrestle Kingdom. We did Wednesday. We ended our show Wednesday with a nice discussion about what we think is going to happen at Wrestle Kingdom.
I mean, fuck it. Let's do something about it. Because, you know, they've been doing more hype videos over the last couple of days.
I've been working
good stuff. Very good
out.
stuff with, you know, obviously with the Okada and Naito ones, they've had to be translated, but
right.
The Jericho and Omega ones have been really good. The video packages that they've been doing on the New Japan channel, both the Japanese and the English,
right,
have been very good in trying to sort of recap it. If you haven't seen it, there is, I think it's up on the American New Japan channel. I'd have to quickly look for it quickly. There is like a New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 12 preview from some random guy that I don't know. That all I know is called Mark because Rocky Romero keeps making fun of it for it. Kevin Kelly and the aforementioned Rocky Romero. So you need to search for New Japan Pro -Wrestling in order to actually find it. I think that's different to the. I think if you just search NJPW, you're looking for the one that's in English text rather than the one in Japanese text. I'd still say subscribe to the Japanese one as well because some of the stuff on there isn't on the other one. But it is that channel that's got the they're on the New Japan World site for free, but you could just watch them on YouTube and it's easier. But yeah, there's a 4-minute sort of back and forth between Okada and Naito in pre-recorded interview segments. There's a 14-minute Omega interview. There's a 5.5-minute Jericho interview. And then covering all the stuff going down, there's a 40.5 minutes. Covering everything, you know, the 6-man tag situation, the special match with Koda and Kota, the junior tag belts with Roppongi, 3K, and the Bucks, the 4-way for the junior heavyweight title, Jay White versus Tanahashi for the IC title, the 6-man gauntlet, all that, all covered in that video. Also, I know that the boys over at Post Wrestling are doing a free sort of preview / refresher course, I guess you could say, for Wrestle Kingdom. So if you aren't into it and you don't know the basics of like what the feuds are and what the storylines are, John and Way will cover it up, or cover it pretty consistently, I'd have thought. Their actual review of the show will be exclusively on their Patreon. But ours will be on YouTube. As it in case, well, We might have to do it on Twitch in case YouTube collapses because of this whole pool situation.
Oh, God.
Because I've just seen some other tweets saying that people have had channels demonetized for like talking about LGBT and eating disorders. Yet, even until that video was pulled, the Paul's video had monetization on it, despite the subject matter.
Huh. Interesting.
And the fact of the matter is, if you can sever all ties with PewDiePie over the M word, I'd say this is just as bad, if not worse, in terms of way more a hot topic issue, I would argue. If it isn't worse, it's certainly on the same level. So, you know, if the same treatment isn't given, oh boy, we're going to be streaming on Twitch every week. Even though I don't know how you do this with Google, I don't know how you do it with Google Hangouts, so I guess we might be hamstrung. But oh boy. But yeah, keep in mind as well, the Wrestle Kingdom stuff is basically all weekend. Well, I guess mid-weekend. If midweek to the end, maybe
pretty much.
technically. Because Wednesday into Thursday. Oh, sorry, no, Tuesday into Wednesday. So sort of like 7 or 8 hours after SmackDown. The Fan Fest thing will be on New Japan World, which will include the video game announcement. I'm hoping it's an actual wrestling game rather than like it's been for the past couple of years, which is like, you know, New Japan content in like Tekken or Street Fighter or whatever. Or Yakuza. There'll be some matches on there as well as some other press conference stuff. So we are doing anything with Omega and Jericho. That's where it could get fun as well. Especially after the last time with that table. Wednesday into Thursday, Wrestle Kingdom itself, and then Thursday into Friday is the New Year Dash, which is most notable for being how we build to King of Pro Wrestling in February. I think that's the next one, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because I've seen, I guess the New Beginning shows. That's the one. The New Beginning shows are the February shows. Oh, I take it back. They're not actually February. They're doing 2 shows over 2 nights in Sapporo on January 27th and 28th. So over Royal Rumble weekend. And then February 10th in Osaka. They're actually doing it before February. Which means when the hell is CMLL Fantastica Mania this year? Got dates? Oh, January 12th through the 22nd? Jesus, literally the week after Wrestle Kingdom? Holy shit. We taking no breaks, everybody, apparently. There ain't no breaks on this fucking tour.
That's what happens.
Seems like it. No, but admittedly, yeah, because it was January 13th to the 22nd last year, so it sort of isn't around the same time. It's just, even last year, the New Beginning shows from Sapporo were February. Well, there was only one show, and that was February 5th. But the fact that they're doing 3 shows for the New Beginning stuff rather than 2 is a first, actually. They're getting that big, they're able to do 3 shows over the course of 2 weeks rather than 2. over 1 week. So there you go. I think that wraps up all we need to talk about this time, at least, anyway.
Yeah, when Triple S was asking one more question, asking what we're excited most about. He says junior heavyweight, Bushi versus Cody, Alpha versus Omega, and the 4-way. I'm guessing he means the 4-way for the junior heavyweight title is what he's referring to.
I mean,
everything really has an interesting air of interest to me, pretty much.
yeah. But overall, I'd say Kota. I probably would be more interested in Kota and Cody if it had been for the Ring of Honor title, to be honest. Yep. But I think the last 4 matches, just like last year, the last 4 matches have the ability on paper to be the best post-interval card you might see. Admittedly, on that logic, because I need to quickly go to Wrestle Kingdom card. If they are, because they're doing supposedly, is it 10 matches or is that? No, they are doing 9 matches. So in theory, they could do the junior heavyweight tag, the never open weight, the Cody Ibushi, the tag title, and the never open weight. Then have the interval, and then have the 4-way, the Intercontinental title match, the US title match, and then the heavyweight title match.
God, that's gonna be insane.
Then again, you could do it the other way and do 4 and 5, and Suzuki Goto could be interesting. The reason why I have to say the first half will be shit was one man, and that's Takashi Iizuka.
I mean, I think Roppongi 3K and the Bucks could be a match.
That's a great curtain jerker.
Yeah.
That's a chance for Roppongi 3K to show that they belong and the Young Bucks to sort of retire out of the junior heavyweight division, I would say. Plus, who knows what the shit's happening with the Rumble.
And then you get LIJ to beat the Killer Elite Squad, and then the Bucks come out after the match is over and say, you know what? We're not a junior tag team. We're a world-class tag team, and we're coming after you, and we want those IWGP tag titles. And then we set up a storyline to run us through 2018.
Because really, I guess you could have who's the new gorilla? I can't even remember. Bloody what's his name? The other gorilla, the one that came in to basically be the injury cover for Kenny Omega in the matches and whatever. Can't remember. It's like Tonga Loa or something. It's like a mix of the two. I can't even remember.
It's Tangaloa.
There you go. No, the new one.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Leo Tonga.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He joined a few months back.
Right.
He might, I'd say he being there. I don't know whether Adam Page is going over.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I think Chase Owens is probably definitely in the Rumble.
And Yujiro, I'd thought would be in there as well.
Yeah. Page, Yujiro, Chase Owens. There's got to be some sort of a surprise that we're not thinking of.
I'm trying to look. Chaos. Trying to see who's in Chaos that would count. I mean, I don't know whether Chuck Taylor is available.
We don't know how many Ring of Honor guys are actually going over for it
I
either.
don't know whether that many are because I haven't seen or heard anything about it.
No.
Really. Plus, the fact is, apart from Yardo and Gado, I mean, probably Gado will be in there. I'd have thought.
Right.
Elgin and War Machine aren't in a stable. Suzuki Goon.
Desperado. Sorry.
Yeah, Desperado. I guess. That's the only one, really. Oh, I guess Kanemaru as well, if he's in there. Because I don't think he's listed for action.
Bushi.
Oh, yeah. Because there's no other LIJ stuff. So, yeah, I guess them. And then with Taguchi Japan, I guess, well, technically, Nakanishi's in the group, technically. Yep. So
he'll probably be in there.
So then it's a case of like
Finley.
If we're going on previous history, yeah, obviously there'll be quite a few of the young boys.
Yeah.
And Finley in there, but last year I doubt Billy Gunn will be in.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, nah, probably
be great
not.
If the Bone Soldier came back from nowhere. Yeah. Thunder Liger obviously will be in. Jushin Thunder Liger will be in.
Yeah.
He was randomly part of the Rumble last year, even though he's retired. Bloody Kaneki Kobayashi. Tiger Mask, I think, could be in there as well. Yuji Nagata. I don't know whether Yoshitatsu's... Oh, Yoshitatsu left New Japan. Because he's now in All Japan. Well, we won't be seeing him then. Wow. Tenkoji, I guess, will be in there as well. Kojima and Tenzan. Possibly Hiro Saito, because I think he's been in like both New Japan Rumbles. Certainly was in last year's. I think last year, the one from the year before, because Scott Norton was the last guy. I remember that one because that was like, okay, what's he doing here? The last one had Tetsuya Fujiwara. The guy that invented the Fujiwara armbar.
Right.
Just randomly. I don't think Mascara Dorada or any of the CMLL guys are over there. But we'll see. The New Japan Rumble doesn't have a set number of people. It's just whoever they can get in. Which in most cases will obviously be not that many when you think about it. Because they've sort of, they've got so many injured and everything. Is Makabe... Actually, come to think of it, Makabe isn't fighting, is he?
No.
The interesting thing
is... Yeah. Wow, I read that wrong. Yes, he totally is. He's the never openweight 6-man.
Oh, is he part of Chaos then?
Taguchi Japan.
Oh, yeah, forgot about that. I know there's somebody, I think Makabe, because obviously his tag team partner was Honma. Makabe's hinting that he might be doing the Kakeshi. Which is Honma's, headbutt off the top. The diving headbutt. He could be crazy and do the Kakeshi Otoshi, which is the over-the-shoulder reverse pole driver move. So whatever. Plus, I mean, I don't think he's going to be competing. But will we see Shibata there?
Yeah, I'd say so.
That could
Rocky
be
Romero.
an interesting situation. Well, if Rocky's doing commentary with Callis and Kevin Kelly,
Mm.
can't really have him. Is Sami Callihan going to be there? Asks one SSS. Let me have a quick look at my.
I see he's working Tetsuya Naito. I came across my Twitter feed.
Yeah, but that's for AAW in February.
Yep.
What shows are happening this weekend? Evolve WWM, but that's the FIP show, I think.
Right.
Rev Pro, OTT in Ireland. That's probably just a local show. Barely anybody, so I need to have a quick trace to Rev Pro and see who's booked. See who's booked for this weekend's set of shows. Because there's 2 shows back to back. Admittedly, one of them is oh, I see. It's the Live at the Cockpit shows. So it actually, hopefully, we have got a card. Okay, there's women's title stuff. They're establishing that. And Mustache Mountain. And Martin Stone and Zack Sabre Jr. I remember seeing it as well. I saw it on Twitter. I think they've announced Pete Dunne versus somebody. Yeah, Pete Dunne versus Chris Brooks. That could be an interesting match. And Josh Bodom's wrestling Will Ospreay on Sunday. Ospreay's not taking a fucking break. Holy shit. He did progress on Saturday. Flies to Japan to do 3 days of appearances, 2 days of matches comprising of those 3 days. And then he's flying back to do Rev Pro on Sunday. Jeez. I don't see any Callahan, so I guess he could be there. Maybe. Then again, whether Impact would let him, because I don't know how pivotal he is for their tapings, which are going to be literally the week after.
Mm-hmm. I'll be there.
I don't know what's going on with that. So
I'm missing one day though.
Which day?
I'm missing January 10th, the first day, because I'm going to be watching The Room.
Oh wait, you weren't actually being funny, right? Trying to remember what Sami Callihan's Twitter is. We're finding where you are, Sammy. We're stalking you. No, not Sami Zayn. This is as soon as I put Sammy, it has to be Sami Zayn. That's the first Sammy, apparently. Even though bloody Callahan was years before.
Yep.
That's AA Pro. Well, I think that might rule it out, maybe. Because Rockstar Pro is talking about the first Amped of 2018 with Zachary Wentz but wrestling Sami Callihan. Then again, I don't know whether that's the taped stuff that. I don't know whether it's even taped. We don't follow Rockstar Pro because it's associated with Jeff Jarrett, so you know. To make up for the weather-related changes to the card, we've booked a very special attraction for this week's Amped. 2 days before Gucci Gang versus I4K for the Rockstar Pro Trios titles. Wednesday's TV taping. So, logically, no. If he's going to be part of this TV taping thing, because apparently Jeff Jarrett still thinks it's... I'm guessing it's got to be Jeff Jarrett because it's called Amped. I think Rockstar Pro did stuff with them before, so I guess that means Callahan is a no for Japan. So, yeah.
At least what
I
it
guess we
appears.
will have to actually see in terms of what happens. But there you go. Now we can actually probably finish or something.
I gotta be up in like 5 hours. Once again, that's gonna be the end of the show. We won't be back here on Wednesday. Ashley will be doing a video on Wednesday to talk about some of the other things that are going on in the world of professional wrestling. But I will be either freezing my butt off at Walt Disney World or sitting in my warm apartment doing surveys. One of the two. We'll find out which one is going to be the case. Who knows? It might not be either one of those. It might be something even better. So that's going to be your show for tonight. Once again, I want to thank everyone for joining us, whether live or in archive. Ashley, where can we follow you on social media?
I'm on Twitter at AshIsMyNameUK.
All right. Remember, once again, the name of this show tonight basically was I have no words. And I do have no words other than this. So follow me on Twitter at Throwing Disney. Follow the network at Popcast Network. Check out our Facebook fan page at Popcast Network. And that's going to be your show for tonight. We had our Golden Globes podcast last night. Check that out. Available on archive. We also have our predictions are coming for the Critics' Choice Awards very soon. Our final Academy Awards predictions coming in the near future as well. The Guild, the BAFTAs, and the Independent Spirit Awards, all this is going to be taken care of later on. So that's going to be something to look forward to. Wrestling fans, don't worry. The Wednesday show may not be a podcast. It will be Ashley's show talking all about the world of professional wrestling. Thursday, time to be announced. Ashley and myself are talking New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yes, Wrestle Kingdom 12 podcast is coming your way. I'd love to make it live. Unfortunately, my work schedule makes that an impossibility, but we will definitely be going live after the fact, talk all things Alpha and Omega, and talk about all the craziness that happened at the time.
What if it's established that next year you're booking January 4th off?
Yeah, I could do that. I mean, I literally have only one thing that would change that, and that's the only thing that could ever change that. So other than that, yeah, I'm down with that.
The advantage, of course, with Wrestle Kingdom is it's always January 4th. It doesn't fluctuate dates like anything else does. So that's the saving grace.
So yeah, that's our show. And as always, in a world where there are a billion wrestling podcasts, we're very pleased that once more this morning you have chosen a podcast. Well, thank everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for listening. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
Hi, my name is Chris Wolf. Today, I'm fighting a child because I like delicious meat. Are you delicious meat? Do you want to fight me? Please call me. Bye!